Dear God, I thank you for today. I thank you for the ability to know when to time the market almost perfectly. As you know, I have showed you respect since I was born, from never telling a lie. As you burdened me so, I have been your humble child for all this time. Please bless me and guide my steps in the way that I should go over these next few weeks. Keep my mind at ease. Help me to stay calm. Let me have diamond hands when needed and know when the top is coming. I ask you all these things, Jesus, in your humble and beautiful name. Amen. I'm not even religious. I'm not even religious. But these are the times where you start finding God. You find something to believe in, because these things don't come along that often. And it's going to trust me, I already feel it. I already feel my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I've been here before, I've done this before, and the last time I climbed out of the hole was on CLHI back in the day. It was like in 2020 when it was almost impossible to lose. And I took it from 1 cent to 40 cents. Could have held and made millions of dollars when it ran to $2 to $3. But it changed my life at the time. This might be bigger than that for me because I have more money invested. I'm coming from absolute shambles, like a street rat in the Arabian alleys. Just May 1st, $3,000 in my account, but finally I had a month to relax and do what I could. There was no time restraints. I had money coming in from work, so I felt secure. So I started flipping. I flipped this one. I flipped that one. I kept accumulating, $2,000 here, $4,000 there, $1,000 there, $1,500 there, build it up. Been watching VPLM for, I don't know, ever since it gapped and ran from 4, I missed it. But I didn't sit there and say, well, I'm writing that one off. I'm letting that one go. I missed the boat. Oh, well, I kept watching. Why? Because on that day that I didn't buy shares on the ask, because of the massive gap, I saw tremendous volume, 1.5 million bids, 1 million smacks on the ask. That's not dumb money. That's not small-time flippers, okay? Trust me, I know the tale of the tape. I've seen it before. And I was too angry that I missed it to even watch it. I let it go. But this time I changed. I didn't let it get the best of me. I just kept flipping and waiting, getting my money up. Then today, after I made my flip and my money in the morning, I said, what are we going to do here? That one looks good. Nah. That one looks good. What about VPLM? What's that doing today? I've been hawking this for a while now. Is it ready? Is it time? And I started to see that sellers were dwindling. There was nobody selling on the bid, creeping up, starting to get towards resistance, volume starting to trickle in, ass getting smacked. And I joined. First, I started with 20,000 shares. Then I did 30,000 shares. Then I did another 30,000 shares. Then I did 10,000 shares, all the way from 857 to 87. My average is 86. It closed at the high of the day, near 10. Now, I can guarantee without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm not telling you what to buy, I'm not telling you where to buy, I'm not telling you that this is the next big thing, but I'm telling you this is the next big thing. Because of the volume, the interest, the anticipation, the herd, sometimes, and I mean sometimes, the herd is so magnificent in size that it just runs and tramples and stampedes right over the cowboys trying to lasso them. And you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. When you got a hot hand, you got to know when to ride it and when to cool off. Well, I don't usually say this, and I would never recommend this, so don't take my word for it. Everybody's account's different. I will have my core shares, and I will have my flip shares. But this is all I'm doing over the next 2.5 weeks. I know these things. I know them very well. I've been trading the OTC for many, many a year. And I've seen many, many a run. I ain't going to miss this one. Because this is going to get me back to where I belong. I'm almost at 25 grand already. I'm ready for the day trading capabilities like yesterday. But I just need to calm down. I need to keep a calm, level head, stay humble, know that there's going to be ups and downs. Know where, okay, it's getting a little hot, take some off the table, buy it back. I still have 4 grand on the sideline in SMX. I think that thing's going to run again. I'm in at 9.4, closed above 1 again, showing signs of strength. If that thing runs and I double up, I'm taking 8K off the table. I'm taking 10 grand out of my bank account, and I'm shoveling another $18,000 if I can get anything near 10. I know when to hold it, and I flip almost everything. As I said, the volume. It's the volume. It's the tremendous interest that's pushing the flippers at. If it wasn't going to go, that 500K ask at 9.2 wouldn't have been smoked. The 150 above it wouldn't have been smoked. The 100 they stacked underneath it wouldn't have got smoked. The 100K at 9.6 wouldn't have been smoked. 10,000, bang, bang, bang. 45,000, bang, bang, bang. It's a ripper. And 40 cents is not out of the picture. $1 is not out of the picture. These things can do this. It went from 4 cents, 1 cent to 10 cents on the first PR about this settlement. That's a 1,000% gain. It started off, it consolidated, came back down. Again, I've been watching the whole time. Came back down to 4. I missed it. But that's okay. Ran from 4 back up to 8, consolidated, very swell. Could have came back down to 4, and I said, if it comes back down to 4, I'm loading the boat regardless. But it's too strong. If it was a crap stock, and this wasn't going to go, it would have filled that gap. 1 to 10. We're about to take it 4 to 40. It's not undoable, and we still got a month to go until the last due date of this court case, and the settlement is already agreed upon. We're just waiting to find out the numbers. So hold those numbers back. Take your time. Because the anticipation and the rumor, just the rumor, we don't need news. We don't need no news. The rumor will send it to 40. Now, if it comes out and it's over $1 billion, I'll see you at the moon. And I'll join you for a cocktail. Because I'm going to move there. I'm not going to fly back down to earth like I usually recommend. I'm not going to go back to earth. I'm going to build a house on the moon. You know, I said it on one of the boards today. What they don't realize, and what a lot of people don't understand, is, and I'm a Bible scholar. I Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Solomon, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther. I know all the stories. I'm blurry because the shorts are hacking my computer. They don't want you to see this. But in actuality, when Jesus was born, what the shorts don't want you to know, there it is there was a fourth wise man. Now, it was lost in translation. It was, during the Roman times, it was burned and smuggled. But an ancient script once spoke of a fourth wise man, and he brought gifts to baby Jesus, and they were in the form of VPLM shares. Now, I'm not telling you this is fact, but it's a fact. So do with it as you will. I don't really care about any other stock right now. I am playing this to 40, and I could play it higher depending on the settlement. I'm telling you guys, This is it. It doesn't need much to get to 40 from here. We're at 10 with tremendous volume going into the ask. It's going to gap up tomorrow. Let's see how it works. 11.44, which would be technically the next resistance level. If it breaks that, buy. If it breaks that, goodbye. It's going straight to 40. This is the type of stock that will gap up, go up, consolidate, go up, gap up the next day, consolidate, go up, gap up the next day. It's going to get the whole world watching. And we're in early. So remember, anticipation is the key. If the news had already came out, I'd be flipping the shit out of it. Unless it was some magnificent number. Okay? The reason why for example, the reason why ENZC didn't go on a tremendous run yet, and it very well could still, is because the news came out. The news came out at, I don't know, 5 cents or whatever. It had a great run to 13, too. I actually took it from 10 to 13. It's pretty much sold it up. But the news had already came out, and that's why it dwindled. Because now they've kind of ran out of bullets. We've got a fully loaded gun. And we're about to go to the range. And it's a 50 cal. And we're shooting at flippers. This isn't a herd situation. This is a stampede. Will you join? Or will you watch? That's up to you. But when I'm ringing the bell at 40 and I'm pushing 100K from 3K in a month, I'll see you on the moon, baby. I'll see you on the moon. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care because I know. I know deep down in my chest I can feel it. That's why I'm scared. I'm fearful. My emotions are running. Suppress. Suppress it. Shh. Shh. And remember, if I didn't flip out of all those other stocks, let's say, but when I started this run, it was with NVOS. If I wouldn't have taken that 14 to 17 and I would have just hold for gold, it wasn't the stock. I know it wasn't the stock. If I would have held for gold in that, I'd be red. My account be back at 3K. Now I'm about to break through 25 grand, go straight to 50. And this is for all the people that called me an idiot. These are for all the people that called me a ding dong dum dum. No talk time. You will speak when I speak to you. No talk. And you could call him, oh, he's so cocky. When you take your account from 3 to 25 in 2.5 weeks from absolutely outstanding trading, perfect timing on everything, then you might be a little excited too. Now, this is the one I flipped today. I did hold a few shares, and the reason why I did flip it, well, first let's just go over the, JagX is coming back to glad I didn't chase that. I'm sorry to Kristen, who bought a little high. I hope you got out. 10% loss, remember, always. But that looks like maybe I'll buy that tomorrow with some side cash. Okay. VPL. Okay, let's look at the chart here and why I'm so bullish. The fundamentals are really why I'm bullish on this. Yes, the chart is sexual. Okay, yes. You had the highest close. I wouldn't even worry about these wicks here because you closed above it. You closed at the high of the day. You closed over these wicks. As you can see, last time it did that back here, it went on a massive run. It went on a run from 4 all the way to 10. So I'm thinking what it's going to do is we're going to go from here and we're going to go, it's going to look just like this. We're going to break above the previous resistance. Like tomorrow, 1144 is going to be big. If you get through 11, let's say we close at 12 or 13 tomorrow, buy. Then it's going to do something. It's going to probably run to like, let's say a quarter. Okay. I think that's a very, very good spot to hit. Runs to a quarter and then pulls back down to 12. Everybody gets shaken out of their shares. Everybody's like, oh, what's going to happen? Now, this could be probably by, let's say, the 22nd. Okay? You get that pullback. Big pullback, big selling into the bid. You add. Okay? I wouldn't even, because if you flip, you might flip that. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. All I know is this breaks through 1144. It's gone. And it will go to like something ridiculous, 100% over the top. Okay, so I'm saying 20 cents, 25 cents. Okay, no shabby gain from where we currently lie. Your RSI is getting hot, but it has room to run. This has a lot more room to run, as you can see back on this. It's going to have a blow-off top, and it's going to consolidate. And then I think the real money is going to come in. I think it's going to pull back to 12 or wherever the, 1144 maybe. A 50% haircut. Everybody's going to be like, oh, what happened? I'm going to be buying more there on that pullback. Because then I think after that, that's when it really runs into the anticipation of this closing of this settlement. So play with it as you will. That's what I'm visualizing now. The chart cannot tell me that. I do not have a crystal ball. But again, I know the indicators. I know the ingredients that these things need to go. And this thing, the MACD could get really hot here. The RSI could run to 100. You're not filling this gap. Your volume is coming in very strong. You're starting to hit this. You're pressing on your top resistance. Look for a gap and a go tomorrow. This thing is taking off. It's taking off, okay? And the settlement could be huge. It's with Amazon, okay? This is not, people have been in this for 10 years waiting for this catalyst. I am so lucky and blessed to be able to get in at this moment. Sure, you could have bought one and waited a year. Then you're really like a king. But I will take my 500% and I will take it straight to the bank and I will tell my banker, hey, hi, how you do? CNNA. This is the one I sold today, hitting resistance. That's why. This is on anticipation, a rumor of, well, not even a rumor. The company has came out and said it, and this is the reason why I bought it at 2.2, was because the company was saying, yes, we're going to file. They've been waiting for these filings for a while. They said that it's going to be within the next couple of days, probably going to happen tomorrow. Could easily break through 4 and go on a blue sky breakout to 8. Okay, so I'll be watching that one too. You'd always buy back. I like to secure profits. And if it's, I'll buy back however I got to. I'll buy back however I got to. Or I'll buy back lower if I have to. But you have to get through 4, and you have to get through 4 with good volume. So I'll watch it. If it runs to 5, then I'll say, okay, wait for the pullback, get in. Again, your MACD looks great. Your RSI is not smoking. Your volume is good. You're breaking out. You got to get above 4. What was the market cap is another big indicator here, a very big green flag. Now, remember, I sold this. I only have like 100,000 shares left. I always leave something there just to track it. It's not a bad stock. And it very easily could run to 8. And I will be watching and I will see because the market cap is like something like, I don't know, 1 million, 1.2 million. It looks good. It looks very good. Keeping my eye on CNNA. Keeping my eye on CNNA. You remember, like I said, I could easily just bash it or something and try and get in cheaper, but no. Now, Excella, probably one of the worst charts I've ever seen. Meaning, like, I can't really show you much from this. But Excella, I mean, look, you closed it 628. Post is up to 675. I don't know if it's still there. That's over 100% gain from the lows. You know, on a long term, this is a weekly chart. You're looking good here. I mean, look at the Bollinger Bands. They're pinched to hell. There's a lot of people that like this stock. It gets a lot of volume. Today, it had some of the most volume I've ever seen in my entire life. 58 million from $6. It's like kind of weird, this stock, that it has so much volume. I don't understand it. But this thing has obviously been beaten down to the core. I don't know exactly what came out today. Please let me know. The only reason why I'm reviewing this is because it's on the trending thing on StockTwits. So give me the fundamentals. Let me know. But you get over. You're going to 10, in my opinion. I think, and that's still a good 40% from here, which is great. Okay, you know, so it's not like it's overbought. I think that this is going to get a lot of eyes, and I think it's going to continue into tomorrow. So let's say you get a sell-off in the morning. It might be a dip and rip. Maybe that's your time to enter. Be careful, as always. If you can day trade this, it's definitely something to pay attention to. Maybe even buy in if it keeps pushing after hours, you know, or if it pulls back in pre-market. That might be your chance to enter. But as far as the chart goes, you have some of the most pinched Bollinger Bands on the weekly I've ever seen, and your volume is tremendous. And your RSI is oversold on the weekly, and your MACD is too. So I'm going to probably go to a different chart and look at the actual, the daily. But as far as I'm concerned, daddy do likey a lottie. Now, SMX. This is the daily. Missed this run. Oh, well. Again, waited for the pullback. Saw it starting to get a little bit of peaked interest. Waited. News came out. Ran over one. Held off. Waited for it to pull back a little bit. Got in at 965 because it filled the gap on the daily. Then it ran to 240. I had flipped out at 188. No problemo. Because I knew that Moon Market was posting on it. So again, know your posters, know your pumpers, okay? And if they're pumping it and they're all over it, get out. You know what's good? VPLM. You know why? Because there's no pump. There's no pump. Once the pumpers start to post, that's when it's time to say goodnight, T. But they ain't even there yet. They're silent right now because they know what I know. Now, I'm all over the place with it because I already bought shares. But as far as SMX goes, it had a higher low today, a higher low, but last time it ran, it had one of these little bit of pops, a little bit of a pullback, and then boom, they sent it. Now, this guy likes to put out news. He puts out news a lot, and this thing runs like the Dickens. And the fact that it consolidated back to 90 to fill the gap, which I knew it would. I actually took a starter at 9.4, and then I missed 90, which was fine. But I'm in at 9.4, closed over one. Post-market, it's starting to push even higher over one, which is nice. It basically held the line at one all day. I was watching it like a hawk because if it started to break down below one, I was going to get out, secure my gain. But I think this has a high chance of getting news tomorrow or Thursday and getting another high volume day up to 2. Easy. So I'm holding my 4,000 shares and I will play it accordingly. But it's a lot easier to hold green than to hold when you're like down 300% and you're just like, which I know a lot of people are, because every time I go to the board and I'm like, you know, flipping this stuff and making money, people are like, because they're in it like 40 cents and the stock's at like 6 subs. NVOS. This is why we flip. Okay. You're closing underneath the orange band. Don't like that. You got to reclaim that. You got to reclaim that quick. Remember, this is an honest page. Only the truth will be told. And there's not one thing I can do about it. And I told you the truth when I sold 17. Now, look, I missed out on 19, 20, 21. But I had gotten an SMX that day, and I took it for 100% instead of what? 10? Okay. Stay liquid. Stay moving. Keep your eyes open. Because that's what I've been doing. And I'm up like a trillion%. And NVOS will have another entry point. And I'll probably be able to get 300,000 shares. Instead of be sitting on dead money hoping that it goes back up. Now, we never trade hope now, do we? No. Now, I'm sorry for all the people that didn't listen to me. I'm sorry for all the people that are going to get mad at my review. But maybe next time, instead of getting mad, why don't you try paying attention? Because it could go to 50. Could very well close that gap at 60. But I ain't going. I mean, when it's up that high on no news, and it tends to do this a lot, you go with historical data. You go with what's happened, what's worked in the past, not what you hope will happen in the future. Get it? Got it? Good. I'll be watching. I'll set my alerts for 11. I'll be bullish again. But I'm in other stuff that's running like the dickens. And I do think NVOS is a good buy. And I do think that they will get it to 60. I do think that there's a very good chance that they get it to $1. But not yet. When I say it will, it will. Okay, let me joke. I'm joking. Again, I've just been hitting a hot streak because I've been flipping. Okay? And NVOS, up on no news, was a flip. It was a guaranteed flip. Okay? And it worked. And now it's time to probably start to accumulate again. You can buy here at 13, more at 12, more at 11. Because if it reclaims the middle band, you could be in good shape. But for me, I personally will watch for 11, or I will watch for the break of 21 with volume. Because if it breaks 21, and let's say, oh God, it's going, it's at 25. Then I get in at 25 and I sell for 50. And I do it in a couple of days instead of sitting in it and being like, oh, what's going to happen? I really hope this VPLM isn't too big. Let us make sure we are, oh yeah, this is a group chat out of that. Let us see. No, it's called literally diarrhea chat. Sorry. Lifelong friends, what are you going to do? It's just dumb. We do the dumbest stuff. I'm sweating and the air's on. Because I'm hot as hell. And literally, when you get hot, and it comes in all forms. It's not just, it's an analogy. No, I'm hot, and the air is on, the central air. And why am I running it when it's like 60 out? Because it's not going to do a dent in my bank account. ENZC. Oh, yeah, I was going to check something one night. Yeah. All right, let's, because, if I shoot this whole video, let's get rid of this just so I can see where the chart's at. God help me in heaven. God, it is in the way. I'm sorry. Jesus. Whatever. It's too late now, folks, but as you can see, NVOS pop pullback. Hey, remember, you can follow on your own chart. If I ever happen to be in the way, I'm sorry. My first words were typed, but sometimes the computer just can't keep up. ENZC. Okay, looking good. Now, this looks good because it's doing exactly what it should. Now, this is the pretty much previous high that it broke above and went bye-bye for Bonzo. Then it pulled back down to this. It's pulling back down to a buy spot here. You get 8.8. You get an oversell below 8. You potential could get to 6.3. But, keep an eye on it. Maybe take a starter at 8. Maybe load the boat at 6.5, okay? By then, your MACD and your RSI will be cooled off, and you'll probably be ready for another bounce, and it'll probably flag. You're probably looking at another 12-cent run. If you get in at 6, again, that's how you catch the bottom, and as long as it does it again, that's how you play the game. You sell up here, guys. I sold at 13, okay? And then I just let it go because I knew it was overbought on the techs and it was smoking hot and it was losing steam, especially when I saw this red candle, this doji here that was just like, nah. And I knew to wait. And that's the art of the flip. Some people don't know how to time the market. Don't ever let them tell you, oh, there's no way to time that. Yeah, there is, okay? You just have to have experience. You got to know what the hell you're doing. Now, I'm saying 8 to 6, load the boat, sell 12. In my humble opinion. Now, could it break through 13 and go on an absolute? Yes, because if you actually zoom out, the chart looks pretty good for a massive run. Is it going to get it? I don't know. Do they have more bullets in the gun? I'm not sure. Is the herd already tired and needs water? Me no sure. KBLB, incredible bullishness. I mean, you get the big pop, you get the big drop, and then you get the big pop right above it again. This thing could be, I mean, incredulous. Good volume. Not as much as VPLM, but very good volume. RSI not smoked. MACD not smoked. Closing above this, I kind of want to see where the next sell would be here. I mean, this is at resistance, but it wants it up there. I don't know what's coming out on this. Remember, tell me the fundies. Let me know the fundies. Terrible looks here. Terrible looks. This chart doesn't always work out. But either way, I mean, this thing just looks like it just wants to go. Probably a very thin stock. Got a lot of eyes on it. It's very high on the most red boards. I think there's, this is a stock where it's not just dumb flippers. It's actually people that it's like smarter money. Find the stocks that are flip stocks and find the stocks that you hold for a little bit longer. And you have to know how to do that through gauging the sentiment on the boards and knowing who's posting and knowing when it's overexhausted, and trust me, that certain people will show up when it's overexhausted. Okay, I promise you that. Okay, but KBLB looking sexy as hell. If I could insert myself into the chart, I would go ham. But you can't be in everything. Now you can diversify, and that would be one I'd be very interested in. But I don't know if you watched the beginning of my video, and if you did, then you probably understand what I'm looking at. I'm in a mood today. But probably because you enjoy these times. Just a couple days ago, 2 weeks ago, I was punching my headboard with the market closing like, making mistakes. And I said, you can either sit here and cry and quit, but you know that the pain may, and it lasted a year for me. It lasted over a year for me of torment, of struggle, of pain. But I kept going. And the pain can last a day. It can last a week. It can last a month. It can last a year. But eventually, that pain will subside and something else will take its place. And something else has gotten a fire lit in me because I know how to trade now. And I always have, but I just didn't execute. And now I am. Here's another example. The people who make money in the market flip. I'm sorry, I don't care. Okay? Listen. It's going to work out for some. Some are going to get lucky. Some are going to hold for 10 years and make millions of bucks. It's going to happen. But it's very rare. And a lot of people go that route because they don't know how to read a chart. They don't know how to judge sentiment. They don't know how to read volume and inflow and outflow. They don't know if a stock is diluting. They don't know how to read debt statements. They don't know what toxic notes are. They don't know that private equity controls all of these scam tickers. Okay? but I do. And when I saw FCGD, I said, I've been hearing this since day one. Oh, man, this would have got me back in the day, but it ain't going to get me today. Okay, and I bought it at 4, right on this pullback, boom, gave me 6, 50% is enough. If you're a loan shark and you give somebody $100,000 one day and you give them a month to, come back with 50%, which would be insane. I mean, that's like Loan Shark City. That's like an Israeli rate. Okay. If he brought you if you gave him $100,000 and he bought back $150,000 the next day, you might marry his daughter and bring him into the family. Because that just ain't happening. 50% ROI is insane. But people just don't get it. It's not enough. It's never enough. Sad, really. Because, again, if I didn't flip, I couldn't believe I got my shares off at 6, to be honest. If I didn't flip, I'd have my break even on the ask. Instead of currently being almost at 25,000, it'd be around 6. Now, I didn't know what was going to happen after I sold this. All I knew was this must be sold, because they never, ever, every single time they delay. And every bumper that was on that board, and I know them well, get familiar, go back and look, they were selling. And I used to think, oh man, this guy's just super bullish. They are selling with me. It's very hard to understand these things. It's very hard not to get caught up in the emotion of it. Now, God only knows when this merger is going to come through. Apparently, they have to come up with $158 million or something. That's why I'll put my alerts in for 7, and I walk away. And when it hits, whenever it does, I'll come back and revisit. And I'll say, hey, hi, what's going on here? How are you? Oh, it's been 2 years. Finally got that merger done? Nice. I'll buy that again for 1 tick over I sold after 2 years. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take 2 years, but I am saying that it ain't going to happen today. Hiru, one to watch. And now this looks a lot like DVLP to me, so be careful. This pop, drop, up. Not a tremendous amount of volume, but liquidity for a smaller holder. MACD looks incredulous. RSI peeking into the hot zone. Now, you got to get above 3.2. You get above 3.2 with strength, and it holds. Remember, wait for confirmation. Don't buy at the first 3 break. Wait for the pullback. Make sure the volume's there. Wait closer to the close. If it's breaking again, boom. Because you need to close above 3.2, not just get above it and come back down. I like Hiru, and I like it because, again, and I've said this for the past couple of days on my page, because I've been following this because I kind of noticed how it was going to come up here. It's an actual company with product. They've been diluting for a very long time. They may be done. I would have to look at the books. The interest is there, and the run isn't getting sold off yet. So if you break 3.2, you're looking at 5, which is a nice, solid 60% gain. This thing could be a long hold for some people, and I usually never recommend that, but it is very, very low, and it is a real company. Now, I know that they have a very, very big share structure. The only red flag, I'd have to, again, go into OTC markets, kind of look a little bit more into this. In fact, I'll do it now. I'll show you guys why this would, this matters. Hiru. Sick, dude. Why? You know what I mean? Like, what? Huh? Okay, no, I don't want higher. There it is. Okay, accept the mundo. I mean, look, this is just on this bull crap chart, you're still, you just got to get above. Realistically, it's like poking at it now. You get above 3 with volume, you looking good, okay? But let me show you you go in here, you go to see it. Now, a lot of people already know this, whatever. Your market cap's not that high for an actual national brand. Here's the one red flag. Now, remember, if you're in this and you're super bullish, please focus on the bad parts too, because I just went over the good parts. I really do like this company, but I don't love this, because here's the thing. They're almost maxed out on the authorized shares is basically how much they can print. The outstanding shares is how much have already been printed and are in someone's hands. Held at DTC is pretty much your float. Yeah, that's your float. They actually update the float, which is another green flag. Now, as long as maybe the dilution's done and they don't need to worry about it for now. Maybe they don't dilute for a while. But if you start to get what some of these companies will do, because realistically, it's a water company and they actually have a good product, but they don't really care about a common shareholder buying a sub-penny stock. I hate to break that to you, but trust me, upper management doesn't give a crap about you. Trust me. That's why they've diluted it down to where it is now. But it has given a lot of people opportunity. So love the stock, but you just have to be careful that they don't max out the AS and then reverse split and raise the AS. These are things that can happen. Those are the one things that I would look out for, because an RS can obviously really hurt the stock. But what you have to gauge, and maybe you guys know more about the fundamentals of it, and you just might know more about the stock. Gauge if they're going to wait to dilute or if they're going to max it out now and reverse split to kind of get off the bottom here. Because a reverse split can, if they didn't raise the AS and they reverse split just to get a little bit higher, and the price could still run in a reverse split. You just don't want them to reverse split and then dilute the share structure down again. It's a very tricky game. And I don't trust a lot of companies in the OTC. In fact, I don't trust any of them. But the bullish thing here is the fact that it is a legit company and it's not a scam. So, that's a very, very important thing. Because if this was a scam, I wouldn't even have taken my time. And I've seen these share structures run like the dickens. So it's, it's up to you. I know what I'm buying and I know what I'm holding. Now, DPLS, not a bad day today. Sold out 4.2 in the morning, 9.2. And remember, it freed up cash. It kept me at my eyes to the market. I said, you know what? I don't know. It's looking weak. They dilute like crap. Everybody seems to hate the CEO for a reason. I'll buy back if it closes over a cent again. If it keeps pressing over a cent, I'll get in. And I'll ride it to 2. No problem. I'll buy 12, sell it 2. No problem. But I just don't want to run the risk of it pulling back to 6, 7 or such. I'm not in the business of hope. I'm not in the business of dreams. I'm also not in the business of believing in a guy that has diluted his shareholders' bones to dust and sent everyone to live in the core of the earth with the devil and all of his demons. I'm in the business of cutting losses quick, knowing when to hold and when to fold, knowing what I own, and being willing to sell and say I was wrong, crap, it's breaking one again, I'll get back in. But I ain't going to sit in it and watch it go down 50% for my buy. No. That's how a trader trades. That's what smart money does. Okay. Now, the good sides of it, he had a meet and greet today. Don't know how that went. Let me know. The guy is very, very vocal, little pumpy. Apparently, he has, life-changing technology. I don't know. They might. But I did see this was another thing that scared me. Well, first of all, they haven't filed their financials in God knows how long. I think it's been 215 days. That's a little fishy. Okay, that's a red flag. That's a big red flag. Now, are they getting it audited? I don't know. Probably not. But sometimes they can get caught up and held up. I don't know what their excuse is. You get those filings that come out, and there's not obsessive amounts of notes, and they do have revenues, and it seems like their products are whatever. Then that's fine. That's cool. But I'm not running the risk of it going to gray sheets either. Remember, I've been in suspended stocks. I've been in gray sheet stocks that absolutely tormented my skull. Because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than waking up in the morning and going to OTC markets or the boards or whatever, and them saying, and having a skull and crossbones or, whatever. Oh, it's, heartburn 101. Because you're immediately going to lose 75%. So if you have $5,000 in there, say goodbye to four, something like that, 35. No. I'm not taking big losses, no mas. So once I'm able to day trade, I might even never hold a stock overnight again because I've been in those situations. I've been in situations where bad news came out and it was like, oh my God, they post a reverse split after hours. I'm toast. I've seen EENF go from 9 cents to 1 cent before the market even opened and never bounced. People were up hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, I sold most. That was my first flip where I was like, finally, I get it. And that was back in 2020. So I still have to beat it into my head every day. But I'm not going to be a part of that situation no more. Never again. Because people were up hundreds of thousands of dollars. They waited on the news. The news came out that the well was closed. They were supposed to strike oil. They closed the well. Okay, so yes, remember to know the bads and the goods and trade accordingly. Could this run up to 1 and hold above 9.7 and keep on trucking? Hell yeah. Love the bids. Huge bids rolling in, 3 million, 4 million. Love the amount of followers, 25,000 on Stock Choice. Whoa, there's a lot of people that believe in this. There's people that are flying to Phoenix to go to this meet and greet, which, do you? I wouldn't, you're married. I wouldn't fly anywhere. If I knew that Vita Guerrera, you don't know who that is? Vita Guerrera, whatever her name is, you don't know who that is? Look her up. Back in the 90s, it was like my go-to, if you know what I mean. But if I knew she was on a beach a private beach, waiting for me to come and, you know what? I wouldn't go. Let alone to go to, but hey. AABB. Looking good. Now, this thing tends to have trouble with 4. I do like the fact that this is holding up after a massive run. You do have the volume. Now, here's the... I'm not loving the RSI, 82. MACD, fine. Volume keeps up, you should be good. Just be careful at 4 because this thing has ran a lot, and it seems, 5. Back here was 8. Could this just be another one of these? Sure. But I do like the ascending wedge. I like the fact that it keeps pressing on the previous highs. I think that your gain here, if you're planning on buying here, your play would be from 4 to 6. Right under 6. You're going to need your RSI to go into the 90s, which is very possible. As far as the fundamentals go of this stock, no, sorry. I'm not going to get on the NFT train. I'm not going to I'm not going to think that a baboon NFT and as no. The only coin that may survive is Bitcoin. And then that one will, if digital currency actually even becomes a thing, it's only Bitcoin. That's it. There's none of these altcoins. They're all crap. They're all tradable. And I know that they say they have gold-backed coins. Stop. Please, just stop, dude. Come on. This thing ran with Bitcoin back in the day. Bitcoin's popping up again. That's why it's following that. Your top is 6 meantime. So get in at 4, get out at 6. Don't think twice. Then wait for the pullback, get back in. If you still like the stock and it's still putting out news, fine. But these pumpers that are on there that actually have diluted you to the magma of the core, that have scorched your skin with dilutive shares so bad that they can't even fix you. And the whole time pumping as they're dumping, all the way from wherever this thing went. I think it went to $1. Let's just say it went to $1. They've been dumping on you, and that's why this guy's on a boat with these women that he pays, because it's your money. Now, I'm not guessing. This isn't my opinion. This is fact. Trust me. These are your flip stocks. These are the ones to avoid and trade. But you do not go long on a gold-backed crypto getting pushed by some bumper on a boat with women that he paid to make you think, with a hat that says AABB on it. Come on. Now, look, I know a lot of you people believe in it because you're bagged. Fine. But I'm not going to sit here on this page and get bullish on the fundies. No. 4 to 6, sell it, wait for the pullback, get back in if you please. But please, for the love of God, don't believe in the guy that we all know, the guy on iHub, that's been pumping you since $1 and it's currently at 4 cents. Please. Because trust me, I could get, and I knew this was going up. I could sit on this page and pump in, rent cars and, go on boats and have some girls over and be like, look, I'm killing the game. And I could be completely broke. Now, these guys are actually, they are killing the game with your money. They didn't just lasso a few steers. They own the ranch. Kind of like Lawrence Harge on Moan. Get it? Now, GMZP, look at this kissed MACD. I mean, gorge, And I saw it curling up here, and I missed it, and that's fine. The volume's not super high, so I couldn't really load that much. I mean, I saw it this morning at 18, and I was like, yeah, I could. But there was like 5,000 shares on 18. It just doesn't have the liquidity for me. But you're looking at 3. I think this will go to 3 tomorrow. That would be my out. It is very low, so it could potentially go higher. It could go all the way back to 6, but because of the fact that this company is in like kind of a growth stage and they merged, this is what's caused this, is the fact that they merged a pre-revenue company that's like kind of a startup. That's what happens. People up here, they want to see a $1 billion merger. That didn't happen. They don't even have revenues yet. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but you are getting the bounce off the bottom. Let's see what news this guy has. Sometimes the news at the bottom can actually cause a run where it was overbought here and the news that he was proclaiming to have was trash. And I knew better. And I lost on this stock. I did. I'll tell you when I lose. But again, it could be coming back into a buy spot. It definitely was a buy spot at 16. For those that accumulated, very smart. But your MACD looks good. Volume's coming in. RSI looks like it's curling off the bottom. I like GMZP. Let's see what happens here. Everybody's pretty much sold and moved on, so it's just ticking up now. Moan. It trades very thin for a very bloated stock. Again, Lawrence Harge lying his guts out to you. I mean, come on, guys. Like, what is this? Like, the permables on the stock are just, they're exhausting, man. They're exhausting. These are the stocks you want to avoid at all costs. TRKA is another one. You know, when I got people telling me that they make $400 billion and they, you know, this, that, and the third, and they're going to get $10 billion Saudi deals, and I've never even seen one of these things in real life, and there's so many other cars that Mercedes, Porsche, what are we talking about? This isn't the next Tesla. Their stuff looks cheap as hell. They might sell a few. Come on, man. Lawrence Harge, the guy with the fake Gucci hat and the chains, eating stuff out of styrofoam on his birthday in a kitchen that's smaller than mine, is your guy because he's going to Washington. Stop. Please, for the love of God, stop before my brain explodes. I go to that board just to read it sometimes, just to be like, is this real life? Are these people dead serious? And again, I know they're not. I know that they're bagged to hell. This is why you cut 10% losses like that. Because then you don't end up in this situation. Back when it was at 20, I was actually recommending this at a buy. Because I thought it was at the bottom again. Then I started to see it break down. I was like, yeah, these guys are diluting everybody to death. Where they? I don't know if there's dilution, guys. Whether you want to believe me or not, you know, deep down in your core, when you go to bed and all you see is the back of your eyelids, you're thinking, I'm an idiot, aren't I? And I'm here to tell you while you're awake, yes. 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 Lawrence Harge, come on. You better get a wake-up call. You better figure things out. And you can tell by the appearance. Don't read a book by its cover. I didn't even need to open the book. All I had to do was look at the cover and be like, yeah, I ain't reading that one. Because it's empty pages. Anybody can file a patent. I could file a patent for some battery that I made, this black little box. I could file anything right now. I could take a picture with a guy with a beard and say he's $1 billion. Oh, wow, because they had Range Rovers? Saudis, if there was a $10 they wouldn't be in front of some like 4-star hotel in a Range Rover that they probably rented. They were some Persians that drive S-Class Mercedes to the laundromat. Trust. $1 billion Saudis. Ha ha. Ha ha. What? Again, hate me. You probably already turned it off. Not my money. What? Huh? Anyway, AMC. Again, when are you guys going to learn that these are flip stocks? AMC, nobody wants AMC long term. AMC is not getting any business more than any, and keep blaming the CEO and manipulation and the market's against me. The market isn't out to get you. It's worth $2 to $5. Just like it was before it got memed in 2020 when money printers were going. Brr. It's not going to MOAS. The MOAS already happened. And that's why they shut it down from the government. Because they're like, this is, no. The hedge funds are trapped. Sure, that was your run to 70. And everyone I've ever talked to that's a novice trader, every single one, when I say I do stocks, every single one. Oh, yeah, I made like 10 grand in AMC back in the day. I'm like, did you sell it? No, I'm still going to $1 trillion market cap. I'm like, oh, so you're just bagged and you're guy. Dude, this has been, you had another spike to 16, because it was like a dead cat bounce. This will do this for kingdom come. This will do this for eternity until eventually they go out of business. Not one person goes to the movie theaters anymore. Not only do you have streaming services that are readily available, easy and cheap, but I don't know if you've seen the movies that are coming out, but I don't want to watch them. And I consider myself a pretty normal person. If you're just like normal, you're not going to see the 60,000th Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse. It's like, oh, again? You're not going to see Cleopatra with like she has a fro, okay? And hey, whatever. Okay. I'm not even gonna get into this. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Do it. But I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch Black Panther. I tried. Because I just wanted to see what they were. And of course, the white man bad, black people, the smartest beings to ever exist. And just humble and noble. Okay, fine. Have your move. But I'm not going to watch that. It's blatant white hate. And guess what? The majority, even though they don't want you to know this or think this, the majority of the country still holds 60 to 70% white. And most white people aren't going to go see a movie that tells them they're pieces of shit the whole time. Okay? Anyway, for example, you go woke, you go broke. And it's just true. Because you're alienating your customer base. That's why I know that Hollywood, and trust me, they're all the same people involved. Hollywood, all these corporations, they're all the same tribe. Okay? It is what it is. And I'm not going to stop saying it. Okay? So if you don't like it, adios. It's an agenda now. It has nothing to do with profits. Trust me, Bud Light isn't going to come out with Dylan McIlvaney on their, they're not going to do that because they expect to make money. I mean, use your brain. Clearly, there is an agenda being pushed in this country. It started with gay marriage. Then it started with, just all over billboards. Then it started with, putting drag queens all over TV. Now the kids are watching the drag queens. Now they're going to say that there's MAPS, minor attracted people, and they're normal and they're fine and everybody needs love too, and you can smash 8-year-olds. That's fine. Right? Okay? There's a progression to it, and that's why you don't give a mouse a crumb. And that's why there's a lot of other countries that haven't given the crumb. Okay? There is... Too much freedom isn't freedom at all. And that's exactly what we're experiencing here. You can't just do whatever you want. I wish you could. But that's not how life works. There's rules to a society. And we just, anything goes, whatever. Why do you think we hate Russia so much? Why do you think we hate these other countries so much? You ask anybody that live in these other countries, they love their leader and they love everything. And it's normal. They hate the West. Everybody hates the West. I hate the West. You should hate the West. We have the most corrupt government on the planet Earth. Our president can't even talk. Hey, what's going on? Hey, why can't our president talk? Why won't they let him debate in the Democratic? Because they know that he's so dumb that the guys behind the puppet masters, again, that's right, are pulling all the strings. They need a dum-dum. They can't have somebody with a brain. Why do you think they hated Trump so much? Trump, he did some bad things too. He printed way too much money for COVID. He did the vaccine, fine. But the reason why they wanted him out so bad is because they wanted a war with Russia. They wanted to go into Ukraine. Why do you think we sent so much money to Ukraine and not to our own people? Because the leader of Ukraine is from the same tribe as all the advisors. 2 years ago, it was the most corrupt nation on earth. Now we're like, Slava Ukraini. I'm done. I'm done. Before I get shut, I'm done. This makes me sick. But Bud Light is an obvious short from here. It's pulling back below this line. It's probably going to break through this. This is one of the most obvious shorts of all time. Bud Light will never be bought again. This is an actual boycott that will work because they completely alienated their entire investor base. Or not the investor base, the people who buy their product. I guess I would drink Bud Light if it was around now. I wouldn't. I literally wouldn't. And I would never buy it. And there's a lot of me's. And that's why the prices, they're losing billions of dollars. And they're going to lose a lot more. Look at all your technicals are just like, short it. Short the country. Cancel the country. If we don't get a hold of it soon, because, Trump's going to come back, and they're just going to steal it again. I mean, this is all obvious crap. If you actually think that there are elections, or if you think that your vote counted in 2020, you know what? Just live your life in a dark room and don't care, okay? Live under a rock, don't care, fine, okay? Call me crazy, sure. But if you think Joe dumb Biden, probably the dumbest person I've ever seen on this planet, got 80 million votes and somehow we just stopped counting in the middle of the night because whatever. God, it blows my brain that people don't understand. If you don't think this, get off. Get off. Go, bye. I don't need subscribers. I'm making money, okay? If you think that the election in 2020 was not rigged, goodbye.